Okay, so in the previous sessions we have discussed about CSS and HTML. Okay, so is everyone clear with animation topic and transition? Yes. Okay, so in today's session we'll be discussing about Bootstrap. Will start before going to the Bootstrap. We'll go with the media queries. Okay, so what is meant by media queries and what is the advantage of using media queries? Can anybody tell me what is the advantage? So media queries is the future that will help us to create the responsive web application. That is nothing but, for example, if I create one web page, that doesn't mean that I'll be using only in a particular device like desktop or mobile. I'm accessing any web page. For example, if there is a Flipkart, I'm accessing my mobile, I'm accessing even in my iPad or tab or even in desktop, anything, or even in large smart TVs or anything. Even I may access in Geo Mobile also. So whichever the device it may be I may take, I just need to make that website look beautiful. That means I need to align the layout beautifully. Before CSS3, before having this media queries concept, it is very hard for the developers to create a responsive web page. What they used to do for mobile, they used to create one page, and for desktop, they used to create one page, and for laptop, they used to create one page. Together, what they used to do, they used to link based on the which device they are accessing. Okay, they used to show that, but even that also not that much good and welcoming web applications. Why? Because maybe the one mobile size is bigger, one mobile is smaller. They are not able to manage it. So as soon as when we got the media queries, that is where we got the advantage of using the single page of one page I'll create and convert that page into different types of layouts based on the particular device you are accessing. Okay, so universally we have categorized devices into different types. So first one will be extra small devices. Okay, so second one will be small devices, and third one will be medium devices, and fourth one will be large devices, large screen devices, and fifth one will be extra large devices. Okay, so these are the 5 types of screens that universally we are divided. So whether you use a mobile, smartwatch, smart TV, and anything it may be, whatever the device that you are using in nowadays, all the devices will fall under any one of these category. Okay, any one of these 5 categories. So extra small in the sense the devices which will have a, so how they will segregate these each and device, every device based on which category, how they will segregate. For example, there are 5 people who joined in the, like for example 2019 one person joined 2020 21. How they are going to segregate which year is based on the year. How they'll tell that he should be in the first year, second year, based on the age. Based on the age only, okay, he completed his graduation by this time, so he'll be first year now. He'll be second year now. Okay, like that also he'll calculate. So in the same way, devices, when it comes into the devices, it's all about width and height only, always, right? So same way here, we will be segregating the devices based on the width and height of our images. Okay. So if you see with the extra small devices, so all the devices whose width is less than 552 px. Okay. One sec, let me take media queries. Maybe is anything is changed. I'll check the rules. Because every time when a new bootstrap comes, the media query rules more, they'll change some rules. So I'll check it if there is any change. So let me go with devices with extra small first. So the devices whose width is less than 480px. Okay. So that means when I take a screen width, if that screen width is less than 480px, that all the devices will falls under the category of extra small devices. Under this, what you will get usually, like smartwatches, smart mobiles, right? So apart from this, I don't think we'll get any more than this, right? Usually less than 468px, sorry, 480px. So whichever the device that falls under this extra small category, extra small screen devices, whatever the rules that you need to apply to these rules, to these devices, that you can write separately by accessing this particular width here. So it's not a standard width that you can vary. For example, just imagine I need to write a particular device like 320px. It doesn't mean that I need to write rule only for 480px. I can even write individual rules for this each and every particular element. Okay. So first let us segregate the devices and let's get back into rules how we can write. So 480px, which is comes under extra small devices. Next will be 560px. Sorry, 558px. So under these are the small devices. Under this, what you will get same smart mobiles, small tablets, then what you will get foldable mobiles, right? Flip it will come under the maximum the this first category only. Flip will be vertical. Here we are doing horizontal. Media queries is all about always horizontal, not vertical height. Okay. So because vertical height is not will be fixed. For example, if you take width of a screen, it will be fixed. User will be seeing this much screen, but height, how much he may scroll, he can get it. So that's why we are not deal with height anytime. We always deal with width only. Foldable mobiles. Okay. So these are some of the examples that you will get under this. Which one? Small devices. Next will be next devices 568px to 768px. Yeah. So here if you see, before I was telling max width, we call it as okay, max width of 558 and max width of 480. But here we'll have two values. One is the minimum width and next one is the maximum width. So we can segregate the devices as medium devices only if my device falls in between these values. That means between 568 to 768. Okay. 558, not 568. Minimum width of 558 to 768px. So what you will get, like tablets is the most of the things you'll get is the tablets, small laptop screens. Okay, so these are what majorly laptops is the sorry, iPads or tablets are the majorly fallen things under this category. So next one will be large devices. So it will be from 768px to minimum width of 768px and maximum width of 1024px. Okay, sorry, 24px. So actually, usually these also falls under which category? Like medium device category only. Okay. So medium device category. Same, these also falls under medium category only. Like minimum width of 768 and maximum width of 1024px. So mostly this will be iPads and tablets. These are the things that comes under this particular rule. First one will be 558 to 768. Second one will be 768 to 102 for, if you see, there is no breakage in between, exact values. Okay, tablets. So next one will be the large devices. Large device in the sense, what is the minimum width will be, and maximum width will be how much? 1200 px is the maximum width. So the devices which will fall under this screen, like 10242 1200, so this will be called as a large screen devices. What will have? Laptops is the thing which will fall under this, mostly laptops, desktops. So these are the major devices that will fall under this category. So that means most of the websites that you develop will be which category under? Under large screen layouts only will be created by default. Then only you will create the different for device. First you will start working on the large screen, then you will convert that layout into different screens. Why? Because we'll use laptops only to develop, not mobiles or iPads, right? So next one will be extra large. So it will be 1200 px and more. So from here, whatever the device that comes after 1200, so 1200 and maximum we can give as 1440 also. Okay, like your 2K resolution we call. So 1440 and more. Okay. So the devices which will fall under 1220, 1200 to 1440 and more. So these all are called as the extra large devices. So under this, what we'll have? Desktops is a major things, large desktops and smart TVs. So these are the things that we'll get under this extra large screens. Okay. So are you clear now how we'll segregate the devices? Based on the screen width only, we'll segregate the devices. Okay. So now let's see how we can make that tool by using this CS media queries. Okay. For example, let me do one thing. Let me create a div. Okay, I created 4 elements. So let us check in the browser how it is coming. So this is what my element, but I created element, but I was not able to say anything. Why? Because I didn't give any content within my elements. Did I give any content? So I created divs, but there is no content within the divs. See, divs are there. So let's get back and write our roles. Internal CSS. Good. Yeah. So next I'll go with dot. So green, and let me give a padding of Yes, so this is how my element created now. So now, for example, desktop, I don't want it to be like this. So I want it like this. I need desktop. But in the mobile, I don't want it to be like this. Okay. Or else let me do one thing. What is the width? 433. Yeah. 433 pxl. Still I got the same output. Okay. So now if I just compress it, what happening? Is it automatically getting converted? Right. But there will be few scenarios like, let me give it as, sorry, width, right? We made a mistake. 433 px. That's what I was confused. Still compression. So now we give a minimum width. So what is minimum width and width difference? Width in the sense we are just telling take the width, but minimum width we are mentioning you should take this much width for sure. Okay. So it is too much. Let me keep this within the box. I want this within the box. Let's see how much width it is. 345 I'll give. Yeah. So in the desktop mode, it is okay. I want like this, but in the mobile, I don't want like this. I want one, each item should take one full width. So how I can do that? So that's where at the rate rules comes into the picture. At the rate, we have already seen at the rate rules. Where we have seen at the rate rules? Animation. What is the rule we have seen there? At the rate keyframe. Right, same thing here. But here it will be at the rate media. And it will be attributes will have minimum width. What is the minimum width here? For mobile, you want to give what is the minimum width? Mobile, we don't have any minimum width. We will give only max width, right? So maximum width. What is the maximum width? 480 px. Okay. So now I'll copy the same thing. Okay. But before that, let me do. Just give me a minute. Okay. So child, I have given some width. So I'll give minimum width of 100%. I'll give. Okay. So before giving this, let's check how it will come in mobile. So till now we have seen developer tools. In the developer tools, as I said, many features we got. Now you will go with the responsive developer tools. Okay. So how this responsive developer tools will work is, so if you see each box indicates one particular screen. If you see mobile small, mobile large 375px. Next mobile large 425, medium, small, right? In mobile only there are three categories again. Tablet, okay, next laptop, okay. So we have only how many categories? Three categories they divided: mobile, desktop, and laptop. But that doesn't mean that we have only that many. You can give, if you see I have many, I can even check how it will come in exactly in the iPhone 12 Pro. Okay, so if you see this is how I was given, right? So if I reload, current my screen width is like this. My screen width, what is for iPhone 12, 390 is the width and 844 is height I given currently. So as a given minimum width here, when I was dealing with the here, minimum width I given 345. If I didn't give width, it will come like this. Okay, but I don't want like this. I want each child should take 100% width. So when I enable this in the @ rule, sorry, I'll give width of what happened. Margin, I don't want. Something is affecting. Let's wrap right. Still it is overflowing. Why? Something is affecting it, child. Okay, this one is getting applied. We give margin or padding, whatever I give. Now, if you see, now I was accessing iPhone 12. Check the width. What is the width? 390. Now let me shift it to the large mobile. Same. But let me shift it to the tablet. What happened? It is changed or not? So here what we are doing, we are just using the rules and mentioning how it should work in each particular device. So now if you see, now let me go back and let me check again the mobile. Still we are getting, what happened? Did we missed anything? 480px again. Something is affecting it. Something is affecting my child. Not adding or it's not much. Minimum. Minimum width is affecting. Minimum width, if I give 100%, as I already mentioned you, 100% width in the sense, apart from margin and padding, we can't handle the, for example, if my screen is 100px, I given already 30px margin, 20px padding. What is the width I have only left now? Within 100px, if I use padding and margin 50px, what is the space I have left for my content? But what I was doing, I was telling minimum take the 100% width. So automatically padding margin plus 100% width. That means 100px width plus 2030 padding margin will take. So that's why I can tell you. Wait. So I'll make the one more rule. I'll make all the rules at a time and we'll see. Okay. So minimum width will be 480px, and here P is keyword and will separate each and every particular media value that will give, and max width of how much? 768px I'll give. Okay. Here I want each element to be 50% width. Okay. And I want background to be red and border also to be red. Here. Green. Okay. Now let me write minimum width will be 760px, 68, right? Next will be, what is the maximum width? 1024px. Blue and blue. One zero two four px, and what is the maximum width? 100 px. Give me a color. So next is the last device. What is the minimum width here? After this, there will be no maximum width. We have reached the last device. So last device will have only minimum width. That means how much? 1400 px. So let me give it as, give me a color. So if you see now, I have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different rules, 6 different rules, right? So if you see each color, so first one 50% I given for this one is iPads, right? Let me give 25%. Yeah. Next child will be, next this one I need, each child will be 20%. 30%. Again, last will be 25%. Yeah, like this I given. So now if I get back to the browser and if I reload, yeah, so what happened? See, here I given the rule of minimum width rule, okay, maximum width rule, but still it was taking the rule which is here. Why? It should come like this, right? But it was taking this rule still. If same thing happens, even if you go to the tablet or anywhere, if you go, my width is applying 25%, but also my this width also is getting applied. Why? Because there is a rule that you need to remember. Whenever you write a CSS property outside of the media query, so it will have high priority than the media queries. So what is the media queries will do? Media queries will tell us that, okay, when my screen is within this device, okay, you need to apply these properties. But when I give outside of media queries, it means that it is going to apply for all the devices, not for a particular device. That's why even when I was accessing any device, along with my device with this one, my this property also applying. Okay, and it is not going to apply for all the properties. As we are dealing with width, that is why it was applying. There is a scenario. See, width and minimum width is two different what we say tag properties. Let me go with width here and check how it will work. Now if you see, now Same thing, we didn't change anything. Instead of minimum, we given just width. Now, if you go to each and every device, see, first one is the scroll is coming. Okay. Which one is applying? Width 100%. So tablet. So tablet is applying. There are many devices. See, 1440 extra large, right? This is the last thing. So is it applying or not? I given for extra large, we given 25%. Okay. So 25%, 25%, 25% we given. So if you see now, as I just changed a small name there, okay, minimum to width, right? It got changed. Why? Because whatever the property, just whenever you're writing any property within your media query, make sure that same property is not written outside. Even though it is written, it should not be after the media query. Why? As I tell you, as I already told you, the browser will execute top to bottom, right? For example, I written a media query for 500px width, and I given the same child after all this. For example, let me copy this code and let me keep it at the last. Now tell me what will be the output. Whichever the device you take, the child width will be how much? 345px only. Whether mobile, see 345px or not. Why? Because browser will execute from top to bottom. So always maintain your child's like separate code on the top and media queries always at the bottom. Okay. So now if you see each and every device, I'll get my different. See now here it was like only 25%. Why it is coming down? Even if I give 25%, 4 should come in a single line. But why it was not coming? Because I have a margin and pad margin I given here how much 10px, right? So due to that it was going outside. For example, I'll make a small change here now. We will use a common class. Okay. Instead of giving in the px, let me use in percentage. Padding will be common, but 2%. 1% I was given. Now, what I need to do based on the childs, I can give width. For example, I have how many childs? 4 childs, right? So if each child is taking, for example, first one is 100%, I want to give width. So 1% width, it's not gonna work. So I need to give how much width? Sorry, width will be 100%. Now, one thing is issue is creating a basic video queries. Yeah. Yeah, was okay, but there is some issue with the width. Okay, no issues. Just concentrate on how the media query rules are getting applied. Okay, so if you see here, each and every child, okay, whatever the properties that we given based on the particular rule. For example, if I tell that for the maximum width 480, if my device falls under 480 width less, it will take 100% width. If it is more than that, it will take 480 760 red color. So if you see here, what is the width here? 653. So if I give here, how much width is there? 425. See, 650. So next 768 is the next change, right? 66, 8, 69. Got it. But here, if you see, there is a small confusion, small issue here. 768 I given. 767, if I give, I have applying the previous one, medium device goal. But if I give 768, it was taking, it was taking minimum device to medium device goal, right? Now, here the maximum width is 768, here the minimum width is 768, but why it was taking only this one? Because as you know, browser is executing top to bottom. For example, if I keep it upside and it is downside, what happens? Automatically it will apply. But so what, that is why if you see, there is a concatenation, there is a, what we say that disturbance between each and every media query that we created so far. See, there is an interaction here. Max is 768, here minimum is 768. So that's why there is a rule that each and every developers follow when it comes to the material UI or bootstrap or anything. That is nothing but never give a round figured value to the maximum widths. Okay, that means, for example, if my width is 768, I need to give like 767.98. 0.02 px I'll always reduce. Why? Because just to give a privilege to the next coming media query rule. Okay, so it is going to apply for each and every max width, not only with particular thing. Whenever you are accessing any media rule, and if you feel that it will be 1399.98, it will be, how much it will be? Okay, like this you need to maintain the rules of 0.9. That means you are reducing 0.02 px in every media query ending. That doesn't mean that every time you can write 2 px or 3 px you can reduce. Never do that. Maintain with 0.2 px only. Don't go more than that or less than that. So then it will give the proper output for your device responsiveness. Okay. So also there is one more rule that you need to remember here is, for example, okay, so I given a rule like minimum width is 480 and maximum width is 767. Okay, I can keep it anywhere in the down or anywhere, no issues. But there are few rules. For example, one, I have a rule like maximum width of 480 px. Okay, so if I take it and keep it at the last, is it going to affect any way? No. Why? Because we are maintaining a particular rule base between the width. Usually if I do up and down, it will based on the execution, my changes will override. But here I was dealing with a particular device, right? If it is this width, this device, my width should apply for this device only. So whether you execute top to bottom or bottom to top, anyway it will, you apply. Apply just I want my device to apply, these rules should apply only to the width whose maximum width is, whose minimum width is 1400 px. It will not apply for the devices whose width is less than 1400 px. Got it? So that is where minimum, this media query rules plays a very tricky part. Why? Because usually the code will execute top to bottom, but when you write media queries, even though it is executing top to bottom, we are writing the device based codes. So due to this device based codes, what happens? Automatically my CSS properties which are written, this will not get overridden by the other classes because I was writing only for the particular each device. Got it? So these are the two conditions I given, like now minimum width and maximum width. So there are many other conditions, like for example, the mobile only, I want my thing to be in orientation is one more condition that you will get, and orientation. The orientation, you know, landscape and portrait, you know, right? Telida. No, right? Landscape and portrait. Mobile is used kada. So now, for example, I given like minimum width of 48 and maximum of 767.98. So I was telling, and orientation should be landscape. So 767. Is there any rule is getting applied for this? But let me do one thing. Let me rotate my screen. Now, is it getting working or not? Whenever you see, I was written all the styles within the media queries only. Nowhere out of the media queries I didn't write any styles now for the child. So that's why when there is no rule getting applied to this one, automatically what happens? It will go to the default state of that element. Okay, default how it will look, it will convert into that element automatically. But whenever I given that particular media query based condition is mobile condition is okay, but what I was telling, it should be in the landscape mode. If you see landscape, my width is increased now 834. But what is the device that I made a landscape mode? For example, if I go with tablet, it will be minimum width is 768, right? But if I landscape it, there is no rule I written. So automatically what happened? See, I no CS is applying. Even though my width is under 767, no rule is getting applied. So like that, even the each and every rule that you give will place a key role. Minimum one rule. It will work. Maximum. It will work between minimum and maximum. Orientation. Here we are mentioning three rules. Like test cases, you just imagine. I was telling you should have a minimum width of 480px, you should have a maximum width of 767.98, you should be in between, and also your orientation should be landscape only, not in the portrait. For tablet portrait maybe 767, but it is not in the landscape mode, right? So that's why my styles are not getting applied. Like this, you have many rules. Address media queries is a very big concept which will help you to deal with anything. Like for example, just imagine in your systems only, just dark mode and light mode, auto mode is there. How it is taking dark mode and all? Even Word files, if you see, that will convert into dark, right? When you using dark mode, content will be in the white color, background will be all dark. Why? Because there is a rules we can use, like at the rate media of dark mode, or we have light mode. We have many media queries. Media queries is not about only width. Okay, by using just if you search it, what all can be handled by using media queries. See, these many you can do. So any hover, like hover condition, media queries also you can write. Any pointer, aspect ratio, you know, aspect ratio, like for example, 13:9, 16:9. Okay, that aspects will be there in the screen. In the mobile only or in the smart TVs, you have that features. Okay. In the desktop also, for example, I can make it less width, right? That 768 into 112. If you're using Windows, you check this aspect ratio. If you search for aspect ratio, you'll get find this one. Okay. Okay, aspect ratio nothing but screen width. The screen width will be fixed 100px, but the screen content I may be reducing or increasing by using this aspect ratio or color index. device aspect ratio, height, device width, device mode, okay, dynamic range, force, grid height, see many things, okay, overflow, orientation, video, scripting, like this we have many media queries we can directly write by using this particular condition. So I'll just send this in your group, okay? Where is your group? 30, right? I just shared a link in your group. Try to go through this link only and try to check how many different ways that you can use the media query. Okay. Now try to create your project responsive based by using this media query. Okay. So by using this media query, you can write very easily. So first you create a desktop. Okay. Then try to write the mobile codes at the rate media mobile device, at the rate tablet device. Try to write for 3 devices. It will fix, and whichever the device you may access your file, it should be look good and it should be more beautiful. For example, if you check our any website, like let me go with Achiever site only. Okay, so let me access it in different devices. Achiever site, not everyone will use in desktop only, right? Desktop, it was coming like this, but if I go with the shift to the mobile, see how it is coming. Did I made any change here? See, based on the device, automatically my view is changed, right? So if I go with the tablet, see, my tablet view will be like this. If you are accessing our Achiever site in tablet, see, do you facing any like scroll is there? Nowhere I was getting horizontal scroll. I was just making the layout look more beautiful. Apart from here, which is large. Okay, here also content is getting deleted. Media rules. See, so let's check with the mobiles. So Pixel 5. See, in the Pixel 5 mobile, if you access this one, it will come like this. Okay, see, menus and all. So if I go with Samsung Fold, Galaxy Fold, it will be like this, folded, and if I unfold it, it will be like this. Got it? So like this, each and every device, okay, that you can create, just it is only one file only, but what happened based on the device, I was by using media queries, I was changing how it should look and feel. Okay, so that's how my media queries will work. Okay, so the material UIs, the bootstrap, these and all are completely 100 to 100% based on this media queries only. So what is mean by this material UI and media bootstrap? For example, just imagine before 5 years, if you want to go to school, how your uniform is used to be stitched. First, you'll go and get the cloth. Then he will take dimensions. If you give today, he'll give after next festival, he'll give your clothes back. Right? Dimensions. But now, directly go to the ready-made shop, take medium, small size, fit it. That's it. So, upgraded. Same way here, what happened? Both times I was getting my output, but ready-made is becoming easy and stitching is taking more time, but stitching will be perfect. Same thing with the bootstrap material US also. Here I created layout by myself, so I know where it will, each code will, how it will work, and perfect I can make it. But and it will take more time, but it's a time consuming process. But ready-made code, header, I have a header ready, copy, paste. I'll just change the names in that. Links I'll change. Okay, for example, I need a footer. I already have a footer there, responsive footer. Copy, paste here. I'll just change the names there in the footer. That's what ready-made code. These ready-made codes are providing by this material UIs and the bootstrap. Bootstrap is also one of the CSS processor only. Okay, so this step is what called as the bootstrap. So what is your today's task is try to complete your project by at least by end of today. Okay, try to at least write one device media queries. Okay, try to create in a responsive way. Also try to check bootstrap 5 and also check bootstrap 4. Bootstrap 5 is the latest version that we are going to get discussed tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow I'll discuss bootstrap 5, but you also try to learn bootstrap 4. Why? Because bootstrap 4 is the standard version, 5 is the latest version. It is standard but not completely standard. Okay, so that's what about today's session. Anybody have any doubts with this media queries? Online people, anybody have any doubts? Okay. Okay then. Cool. So I hope everyone understood what is our tomorrow's topic, right? Bootstrap 5 it will be. Try to check it. Don't waste your time. Cool. Okay then. So we try to check Bootstrap 4 and 5 differences and also try to learn more, concentrate on Bootstrap 5. Clear? Have a nice day. Thank you guys. Thank you. If you have any doubts, feel free to ping or feel free to ask. No issues. Okay, I can explain again. If you feel fast we are going, or if you feel we are going slow, ask immediately. No issues, no wrong in that asking. Okay. Cool. Bye. Have a nice day. You can leave. Thank you. Task force. Show me task, madam.